Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille and today is 21st of April 2020. Welcome to video number 116. Today I'm going to talk about deciphering what you really want. After yesterday's video, we went with my wife to the store to do some groceries and we started to talk about what I was recording about yesterday. And I told her about it and we kind of talked about this whole thing. And we get to the conclusion that maybe a good thing to continue this subject is to talk about intentions, about kind of understanding what is really the thing that you want. And it looks like it's an obvious subject. It looks like we all know what we want, but if you look at the practical side of being in a relationship, then you know that it's not so simple. And that's why I want to talk about it and tell you about it based on very simple example from our marriage. So first thing that I want you to understand is you really need to understand what is the problem. And let me use the example. It happens a lot. So I'm coming into the room. Let's say my wife ended the lessons because she's now going through the course that she's doing, and every day since from Monday to Thursday, sometimes during the weeks as well, she's having something, some lessons, some online right now. That's good because she doesn't have to travel, but she's until 2 p.m. she's completely swamped, and there's I just sitting here in my own part of the apartment doing my own things because she's there, she's studying and recording and all of this stuff. And many times when she finishes, I'm just enter the room and I can see she's on the phone. And as I'm sure, because I've seen so many of you gentlemen, it drives us nuts. Because since our ladies are getting to the social part of this whole communicators and so on, many of them are completely lost. They spend so much time on it, then, which is kind of obvious because if you look how they talk in between each other, they do the same thing with their phones. Especially now when they cannot go out and talk to each other, it's obvious that it's gonna happen, and it drives us nuts. But then you've got to ask yourself a question. Is that really the problem? That she's writing on a phone? Because I ask myself, what is the problem? I have to be honest with myself. I don't really care if she's writing on a phone. It's not a problem. I don't have anything against when I'm doing my own things that she's sitting and writing on the phone. I don't care about. She can do whatever she wants. It's like, why would I care? But then why would I make a scene if she's doing that and I'm getting angry because I can see that she is sitting on her phone. But if you ask yourself a question, is that really a problem that she is doing this? Because if you look close enough, it's not really a problem about that. It's a problem that I'm there. She just finished half of a day learning, and I'm entering the room. I want to spend time with her, and she's basically absent because she is sitting on her phone talking to someone. So the talking on the messaging on the phone is not a problem. The problem is that she's not spending time with me. So right there, first point, and you see that it's not so simple. You've got to kind of sit down and really think, what is the problem? What do you really want? Because that's the point number 2. What is the thing that you really want to change? Because then ask yourself, is that really a good idea to tell her, put down the phone like millionth of a time? Because if you want her to put down the phone, that's cool. But then even if she's gonna put down the phone, I'm not gonna get what I want. So what do you really want? So in my case, I want her to spend time with me. So it changes the whole perspective. The situation is the same, but me understanding that the problem is not her phone, that she's not spending time with me, and what I really want is her to spend time with me. I want this quality time. especially because half of the day she spent, and I couldn't even talk to her, just maybe in her breaks. Then it changes the whole point. It changes the whole idea about what do I really want to get from this situation. And then point number 3, very important. How do I tell her what I really want? Because I see that many times, and I probably did this a few times, maybe more as a kind of joke, not really making a scene. But do you really think that yelling and making a scene, put down the phone again, how often do I have to tell you that? Do you think that it's gonna change anything? And amazingly, even if you win this whole argument, she's gonna put down the phone. Will you get what you want? In that case, I wouldn't. So that's why now that I know that the phone is not a problem, what I really want is for her to spend time with me. So now I have to ask myself, how should I approach it to telling her that, so she would see that what I'm asking her for is more important for her, not even for me, for her, than talking to some of her friends. So that's why if you get to that point, and this is exactly what I do, I'm gonna find some crazy or stupid or funny or fluffy way to tell her that I want her attention. I can say, babe, I really would like to spend time with you. Can we just sit down and talk? Or I will do something that you can see in many of the videos that people are trying to do push-ups or planking or whatever. And now, especially in the time of this coronavirus, when most of us are in quarantine, the animals just basically crawl under them, just sit on them. They don't want to let them spend this time on their own. And I do the same thing. I just go there, lay on her, and then say, just hug me or something absurd like this. But then when she knows that this is my need, then she knows that it's more important for her to spend time with me, especially when I say that I really want to, and that this is what I want, and this is what I need, because that's going to be more important for her to spend time with me than with someone else. Especially that she has the same needs, and maybe the situation will reverse when I'm sitting here, I don't know, playing my computer games, and she's gonna come here, and she might made a scene and say, why you're sitting on your computer again? Or she might come and say, I want to spend time with you, or hug me. You know what I'm saying? Everything starts with you understanding what is really a problem, what do you really want from this situation, and then how to make this whole thing known to her so she would understand that this is more important for her than talking on the phone. And this is especially important for us guys, because we have this tendency to not talk about our emotions. We are kind of backing off, that if something's too hard, we just, nah, I'm not gonna do this, and you just go back, kind of retract to do what you've been normally doing. You're not gonna try to change these things that's gonna be too hard. So that's why it's important, because how do you want to lead in your relationship? How do you want to make this whole thing a happy experience for both of you if you're not even willing to find a way to persuade her to spend time with you? You're not going to have your needs or your wants fulfilled, so how do you expect to feel happy in a relationship? And then if you don't see this working from your end, the same thing is going to happen from her end. And how do you want to make this happy relationship? You just won't. So that's why I'm saying you need to understand how to understand your inner motives, you understand what you really want, and then how to talk about it. Because if you do that in this stupid example situation, this simple things that happen, you'll understand the same thing happens when you argue about maybe much more important things or much more urgent. And if you learn how to talk about it, and you'll start to see that you can talk about it and see that it works both ways, then you start to be able to fix small things, and then you start to fix things that maybe you argued for years. And it changes the game. Because, summarizing, this is what I want you to take from this video. To get what you want, you need to know what you want, and then be able to say it so you're gonna get it. And you see, the problem is we are not taught how to be this, observe ourselves and be able to be introspective. So that's why you need to understand, especially you, my friend, you need to understand how to decipher what you really need and how to talk about it. Because if you do, you start to see that everything will change and you'll be surprised how far you'll be able to go just by understanding those two things. So think about it and do something about it, because from my perspective, this is the only way to make your relationship happy. And that's it. If you like this video, like, comment. If you didn't, do the same thing, or just give me a shout and let's talk about it. I'm really curious, what do you think about this whole subject? And if there's anything you want me to record a video about, just DM me or just comment. I'll be glad to do it. That being said, as usual, see you tomorrow.